What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gaming with the Broscast, episode 316. My name is Harrison. I'm joined by my brother Nick, as always. Nick, how you doing, buddy?
What did we miss?
What did we miss?
What did we miss?
What did we miss?
It's like that meme of Donald Glover walking into the apartment and it's on fire.
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
I'm doing great.
Good. Yeah, like Nick was referring to is, a lot happened while we were on our little hiatus, week hiatus, whatever. So we'll talk about it here in a little bit. But yeah, Nick, how was your vacation? How was your week?
It's good. Had 2 weeks off. The first week just kind of like did a bunch of stuff around the house.
Yeah.
As well as played some disc golf. Went out to a physical game store. I don't know why I'm saying physical game store.
Hey, I mean,
well, we know why. But I went to a game store up in like North Raleigh that I've never been to before because I was specifically looking for Star Fox 3D.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, it was displayed. Like it was out.
They knew.
They knew.
They knew.
So I yanked it off the shelf and proceeded to buy that. And then I got a couple of other games. I got WarioWare Get It Together. Because I think it was like $25. I was like, okay, I've never really played a WarioWare game. This one got, decent reviews. I'll check it out. And then picked up a Codename Steam on the 3DS, which is, it's a grid-based tactical game made by Intelligent Systems.
Yeah. How much was that, by the way?
It was like $5.
Okay.
Super cheap.
Funny enough, I saw that not too long ago in like a Family Dollar. They had I was just kind of browsing their electronics section, and they had it was like a 3DS. Like they had a couple of like 3DS games, and Codename Steam was one of them. I was like, "This is."
Was it case box or was it just the?
Yeah, it was sealed.
Oh,
it was like a brand new copy. I don't know why they
that, but I didn't. I just got just the cartridge.
Yeah.
I'm interested to play this one because this is. I think it's Abraham Lincoln and like a ragtag group that are fighting aliens or something. So it's such a weird concept.
Yeah, I remember playing the demo back in the day. I didn't love it.
Yeah,
and I don't think it reviewed very well either.
It didn't. I think they made some updates post launch. Like they gave you the ability to speed up enemy turns. I remember that.
Okay,
that was a major point of contention with the initial release. So I'll give that a shot. And then I bought. Yu-Gi-Oh! The Sacred Cards.
Okay.
Which I did play a little bit of and enjoyed it. I remember having that one on the Game Boy Advance back in the day.
Yeah.
So I picked that one up purely out of nostalgia. But
what are you playing? Do you have a Game Boy Advance?
I have a DS.
Regular DS. Okay.
Regular DS. Gotcha. Yeah. DS Lite. Yeah. So I was playing it on there. Yeah. First week of vacation was good, and then second week we were all at the beach together. That was a great time. First time the baby was at the beach.
Yep.
Thought it went really well.
Yeah, he had a great time.
He really liked the pool.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed the pool, enjoyed, playing with buckets of water.
Splashing
ate a little
around.
bit of sand, splashing around, doing all that stuff.
Grittiness.
Yeah. That was a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
What about you? How's your week?
Well, I mean, you kind of know. It was good. Came back on Saturday. They ended up like doing, after you left, they were doing, you knew about the construction they were doing on the beach, but they ended up getting right in front of us.
Yeah.
So our parents ended up leaving the same day as we did.
I mean, if you don't have beach access and you're not pool people, then
yeah,
that's the point of staying.
Yeah. Me and Kellen already had planned on leaving anyways. 'Cause I like to have that one day like buffer, to just relax,
get your mind right.
Yeah, get my mind right for the work week. The good old Sunday scaries. You gotta go into that mindset.
Yeah, I was having some severe Sunday scaries yesterday. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
I could use like another year of vacation.
Another year of vacation, and it ended up being like a perfect work day. Like it wasn't busy at all, and like I was clearing my email, and it was like just a bunch of like spam emails and stuff like that. So it was actually a pretty
reminders and
it was actually a really good day to come back, and it was all rainy and stuff. Like it was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, week was great. Vacation was great. Yeah, it was a good time.
Nice. Should we dive into what we've been playing?
Yeah, I didn't put anything down because I really haven't played that much. I did jump back into Pokemon Fire Red on the Switch 2 while we were at the beach, and probably put like maybe 4 or 5 hours into that game. That game is like pretty long. Like it's like
it's slow.
It is slow. That is true. But I think I just finished the third gym, and I am in Lavender Town at this point. So I may go back to it. I may put it on pause again now that I'm
How many hours in are you?
Like 12 or 13 maybe.
Jeez.
Yeah. But yeah, I love that game. And then what else did I play? I did finally play Rebirth. Got it booted up. I put a few hours into the demo already, but I hadn't actually, and I have Rebirth. I didn't actually download it to my Switch too. So I finally got that downloaded. And I played a little bit in handheld. It's not great in handheld. It's
performance wise or fidelity wise.
Fidelity wise and performance wise, it's a little bit clunkier than still a good like experience. Like I obviously I prefer to play on the television in that type of game, of course, but it wasn't enough to like I was like, oh, like I'll never play this again in handheld. But so been kind of diving into that. Don't really have much to say. I'm still in that first area and just kind of doing. It kind of like once you get the chocobo, it's like hey, just have fun, like do whatever you want, kind of go wherever you want.
Yeah, you can spend like 10 hours in that first area.
So yeah, cool so far. I'm really liking it. I meant to bring Cyberpunk with me to the beach, but I pulled it out and I forgot it on my shelf. So I may play some of that tonight because I want to finish that the DLC for that game.
Yeah.
And then I dabbled a little bit into Fire Emblem while we were at the beach. I finished one. I think I finished one chapter and got into the 12th, maybe 11th or 12th. And I kind of had started like right in the middle, or I started right where I left off, which was like towards the end of chapter 10 or 11.
Is it the one where you're escaping?
That's the one that I'm on right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I might jump. I might play some more of that while I'm getting ready for Fortune's Weave here in a couple months, just to get refamiliarized with kind of how Fire Emblem works.
I think
everything I should just wait.
Well, I was gonna say, I think you should try Three Houses.
Okay. I think I have the demo downloaded. Is
there a demo?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there is.
Because and the reason I say this is one,
I know it's different than like,
yeah, I mean it's pretty different. Yeah. It does look great in handheld now that it has the Switch docked boost for Switch 2. Like it looks really good.
Yeah.
And you might jive with like the school-based structure and doing the things between chapters. Because I went through and finally finished the Three Houses DLC, Cindered Shadows, which it's very different from the main game. It's just a straightforward like chapter to chapter.
I'm surprised DLC. You didn't play that. Did it come out during a point where something was coming out? Another game
2020. I think it was around the time Animal Crossing came out.
Okay.
I was really into that.
Gotcha.
I don't know why I didn't finish it, but it's a great DLC, but it's just very chapter to chapter and not much management in between. And then after I finished that, I went back to one of the routes that I was in the middle of that I had started in like 2019. And I was reminded why I love this game so much. And it's just like, yes, there's a lot of time between chapters and there's like a whole calendar system and like you spend a month pretty much between each main chapter.
Yeah.
But there's so much you can do.
Is it anything similar to, I know like Persona is probably more in close with it. Anything like Metaphor in any type of way? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's similar to Metaphor in that.
Because I love like the friendship system in that game. Like, yeah, I loved all that stuff.
You not only have a limited amount of time to do stuff, and you can either do like paralog chapters, which are like side chapters. You can do auxiliary battles, which are kind of like rinse and repeat battles to gain XP, or you can spend time like teaching your students and increasing their individual stats, or you can just like go around the monastery and do individual activities or like spend time with individual characters.
Yeah.
So you have like a limited amount of time, and then when you actually go into the monastery, you have a limited amount of actions you can do. So that's like kind of reminiscent of Metaphor. I feel like it's more similar to Metaphor than it is Persona.
Okay.
If that sways you in any way. But again, like Fortune's Weave is going to be cut from the same cloth, and I think it's going to be. I think it'll be a better game than Three Houses, and Three Houses it's a top 3 Fire Emblem for me. But Fortune's Weave sounds like it has more gameplay improvements compared to Three Houses.
Yeah, and it's more back to like the traditional, like the triangle kind of thing. With the sword, spear. Is it more? Does Three Houses, does it deviate from that at all, or does it just expand upon like what's good against other things?
They don't really have the weapon triangle in Three Houses, but there are like the same advantages. Like Archer is good against a flying unit, Mage is good against a knight. Like that kind of stuff still persists. But then you also have your battalions, which are like your army that you can utilize like special moves against enemies that doesn't exist in other Fire Emblems. And I think Fortune's Weave is going to continue that kind of lineage, having battalions. And I don't know if the weapon triangle is going to be back in Fortune's Weave, but it is heavily inspired by. I mean, it's a sequel to Three Houses, so it's going to be heavily inspired by it. But it also pulls from other games as well. Like I think there's a dungeon crawling system, which is pulled from.
That's cool.
Echoes,
like that.
Yeah, and then there's like a big like sprawling map that's kind of reminiscent of like Sacred Stones. I don't know if you played that one, but like you can kind of choose where to go between.
That's the one with Lynn, isn't it? Sacred Stones?
No, it's one with Ephraim and Erica. It's
that's okay.
The follow up to one with Lynn.
Cool.
I love Fire Emblem.
It's cool.
And then I would play the demo.
Yeah. I need to play the demo. And then I know this is probably going to disappoint you, Nick, but I don't know if I'm going to finish Mina the Hollower.
Dude, what happened?
I played a little bit at the beach, and I just kept dying like over and over again. Like I didn't know where to go. I don't know if I need to restart the game and just pick a different weapon.
You don't. You can go to the shop and just buy a different weapon.
Okay, but I just kept dying. Like I didn't find like the combat super fun. And granted, like I'm still very early in the game, so I haven't really opened up, what the options are. But I don't know, man. The environments, everything just kind of blends together to me. Like it's a very hard game to look at, in my opinion. Like everything just kind of like, I don't know if this is something I can jump over. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not. I'm not vibing with it. I don't know why.
From the visual perspective, I get it. Yeah. It kind of seems like it was made for like a 3DS.
Yeah,
and not a big Switch 2 screen or a TV. Definitely not a TV.
This game needs a map, dude. Like I need a mini map or something.
Well, did you get the map that you can access from your like your little hideaway? I'm
not sure.
Okay. Which direction did you go? Because northeast is where you should go for the first dungeon.
Northeast. Okay. I think I went down. I'm not sure where that was.
Okay. Maybe give it one more shot and just try. What weapon are you using?
I think I got the double daggers.
So I did the whole game with the mace.
Okay.
And that one felt good because it has a long reach.
Okay. Like maybe that's why I
get enemies from like across a platform.
Yeah.
It gives you a little bit more breathing room.
Okay. Maybe I'll try that with
I would
switch the mace.
Maybe try that and then try going northeast.
Okay.
And then if you go,
all right, for you, I'll give it one more shot. For you,
one more shot, and then one more thing. If you go all the way south, go all the way south from the from like the main town, all the way south, and then straight to the left. And there's like a mini dungeon that you can do, and that will allow you to get a world map that you can view from your hideout.
Okay.
And you can also farm. Like you can farm enemies and level up that way.
All right. I'll give it one more shot. I'm not loving it. That's what I'll say.
It does push back a lot in the first 4 hours, and then it gets a lot easier after that.
Yeah, and I'm not against like a game pushing back. Like I'm obviously like Souls games are one of my favorite genres of all time. You know, and there's been plenty of times where I've, you know, gotten to a point with a Souls game where I'm like, man, you know, I just don't know. But it's never like immediately in the game, right? It's always a few hours in, you find like that first like big skill check boss or whatever the case is. Like I haven't necessarily hit the skill check. Well, that first boss is pretty tough, but yeah, I don't know. I'll give it a shot though.
Okay.
Other than that, I think that's all I've been playing.
Nice. Well, let's see. I guess not super recent, but I kind of finished my time. I think mostly finished my time with Star Fox. I went through and got all the medals.
Yeah, I think I'm done with Star Fox too.
Unlocked expert mode and then went through and got all of those medals, which was a huge challenge, especially with Venom 2, where you fight Wolf and his gang.
Yeah.
And then Venom 1 was also very hard to get the medals. But it was, again, like a super fun challenge to go through. I don't think I'm going to go through and do all of the challenges themselves.
Mm-hmm.
My main issue with it is when you're doing those levels, the checkpoint is not accessible in those levels. So like if a challenge relates to a boss and you mess it up, you have to redo the entire level.
Yeah.
And like the levels aren't long, but
still
it's like 5 minutes. I have to.
Yeah, and I really wish like in the campaign, at least like once you beat it, like I wish you could just go in and choose the planet that you want to go to, like instead of having to go through the entire thing again as a run to do like the medals and stuff like that.
I mean, I don't know if I agree.
Okay.
I don't know if I agree with that because you can always you can always restart the level if you don't have the medal.
That's true.
But like I do understand from the perspective of maybe not wanting to play Corneria and Mateo or Medio again.
Yeah.
And just jumping straight into Sector X or whatever. But like it's such a short game, you know, it takes 45 minutes to get through.
Yeah. I mean, it's minor complaints, of course. Like, you know, like you said, I mean, you get through some of those levels in a couple minutes, you know, depending on how fast you're going and if you're trying to do like certain criteria or something like that. But yeah. But other than that, like, this game is Star Fox's, man. What a damn good.
Right.
Like, I'm just so happy that Nintendo gave it one more final shot at a remake and nailed it. I mean, absolutely, graphically wise, obviously, it looks fantastic. And then, you know, same great gameplay as always. Just, yeah.
Really, I couldn't be happier with this game. It's probably a top 3 Switch 2 game for me. Probably up there with Bonanza and Pacopia.
So I do. Now you brought that up. I do want to talk about that because you did tweet out the other day or yesterday your top 10. Like I guess this is just all Switch 2 exclusive games.
Yes, this wouldn't include like Metroid Prime 4.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got 10 Welcome Tour, 9 Dragon Drive, 8 Kirby Air Riders, 7 Mario Tennis Fever, 6 Hyrule Warriors, 5 Mario Kart World, 4 Yoshi, and the Mysterious Book, which I did play the demo of, and I did like it.
Nice. How many levels did it have?
I didn't get through the whole thing.
Okay.
I think I did like 3 of the creatures that you can. It starts you off at the very beginning of the game because it transfers over.
Probably the whole chapter that you have access to.
It probably is. But I did enjoy it. I thought it was really cool.
Nice.
Yoshi, 3 Pokemon Pocopia, 2 Star Fox, and then 1 DK Bonanza. I mean, I haven't played enough Kirby Air Riders to really have an opinion on it. But just based off of what I played with Kirby, the little bit I played with Mario Tennis with you at the beach, I probably agree with this list. I may put Hyrule Warriors above Mario Kart World right now. those could swap, and then Yoshi again. I haven't played it enough. I think Pocopia might be my number one Switch 2 exclusive.
Really?
Yeah. And Donkey Kong Bonanza right behind it, and then Star Fox, and that could swap, right? But well, and we'll see how this DLC is with Pocopia. Hopefully it's pretty good. But yeah, I really fucking love Pocopia, man.
I mean, Pocopia is amazing.
I think Pocopia might be my favorite Pokemon game in general of all time. Like, it is pretty darn good. I understand, like, the original Pokemon Red and Blue, Yellow, Fire Red, Leaf Green. Like, I understand that's very nostalgia heavy for me specifically. And then obviously Gold and Silver, Heart Gold, Soul Silver are also excellent games. But I can understand that they are older games, and the fastness of Pokemon gameplay has improved for better or for worse. Like, you could argue that the new games are way too easy, I would say, versus even playing through Fire Red, where there's improvements with the gameplay, but it's somewhat challenging. I've only, I think, whited out once, but still, like, you don't really normally lose during a a normal modern Pokemon game. So yeah, Pocopia, man. Whew.
I mean, I think I'd almost be inclined to agree. Like, I did love, like, Diamond, and then I loved Sapphire and Emerald. Like, those are probably
those first four generations were pretty damn good.
Yeah,
like, and design wise, and like Black and White was good.
Yeah, it was good.
I think when they started getting to, like, the whole gimmicky stuff with, like,
the Mega Evolutions,
the Z move, and whatever that called. I can't remember what it's called, but Z something, Z attack, Z move. And then they have the Mega Evolutions, which are cool in concept, but I don't know.
It feels like
the game is already so easy, and then it's like you do like any sort of Mega Evolution, and you're just like guaranteed to win no matter what it is.
And I feel like it's not exciting to get a reveal. Like, normally, like, Pokemon reveals are pretty cool, like, pretty exciting, but when it's a Mega Evolution reveal, it's like, well, I kind of wish you would have put that effort towards making a brand new Pokemon.
Yeah, and that's the problem with, like, these new generations is, like, we're getting, like, region variants of certain like of the same, like, original, like, 151 and other ones too. And, like, I think there's, like, a rumored, like, I think Onyx is getting, like, a new evolution or something like that.
A water,
which is cool. I mean, it could be really cool. I think a lot of the Mega Evolution designs are, like, horrendous, like Dragonite.
Yeah.
And I have come around on Dragonite and, like, for Alligator only because my son and I collect the Pokemon cards, and, like, we don't have this card, but the Dragonite, the Mega Dragonite, when in, like, one of the newer sets, is, like, one of the most beautiful cards I've ever seen. Like, it is beautiful. Same with, like, the for Alligator, like, really, really, really cool cards. So that stuff I can appreciate more, but yeah, most of the time, like, the designs are kind of horrendous,
kind of out there.
Yeah,
in a really ugly and somewhat lazy way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would agree. I mean, for Pocopia, I think the DLC or the expansion will cement the fact that this is a top tier Pokemon game.
Yeah, I mean, the first one we're getting, I think next month we're getting, like, you can design stuff underwater, which is really cool. And then I think the second expansion is, like, more oriented towards, I think, maybe, like, more customization. So they'll probably add more items and stuff like that.
And the first one has a new biome, right?
Yes, I believe.
Like it adds an underwater.
Yeah.
Town or area.
And then the third one's, like, another. I think it's another similar to the first. It's, like, another gameplay mechanic. So,
which is awesome.
Yeah. And probably, like, the best, like, story in a Pokemon game in a long time. Like, it's such an interesting, like, although it did. I mean, it's a Pokemon game. I kind of wanted to be a little bit darker than it was, like, initially implying that it was going to be. But still, like, kind of and Pokemon games are, somewhat dark in areas, but yeah, Pocopia, man.
And I think it's the best version of those types of games.
Mm-hmm.
Like those kind of sim.
Yeah.
do whatever you want games. Like, I think it blows Animal Crossing out of the water.
Oh, for sure. It's way better at being an Animal Crossing than Animal Crossing is right now.
The only thing I hope they change is the storage.
Yes,
make it universal.
Yes, that would be nice.
Because that got pretty. That added a lot of unnecessary friction throughout the game.
Yeah, that's always like the biggest issue with any sort of like survival crafting game is the storage. Like it's always a nightmare.
Yeah,
and it's just like kind of like with like Bethesda games. Like man, like I get why over encumbrance is a thing, but like just turn this shit off, man. Because anyone that plays on PC automatically creates a mod where you guys can turn it off, and most people do. And I think they ended up doing that in. Like they did an update to the game, Starfield specifically.
They did, yeah.
Do you guys feel the same about physical versus digital games the same way you feel about a store that says cash only or a store that says Apple Pay or tap only?
No. No, because because there wouldn't be a situation where a game is only offered physically.
Yeah.
Like a game is always going to be offered digitally.
Like you
first,
yeah.
Right?
They're always like more or less like you're always going to have a nowadays I don't think there's ever been a game that's just physical only, or there's games that have been digital only, of course, but for the most part if there's a physical game there's going to be a digital counterpart.
I guess if cash is the digital, if you flip it, right? If cash is the digital and then the Apple Pay or Tap to Pay is physical, then yeah, I guess I feel the same way. But I don't think that's what you're like how you're viewing it.
Yeah, and like
it's a good point. That's a good analogy, though.
Yeah, and in store, like I don't know. I mean, there's not many. I mean, some stores do like tap only or like credit card only and don't do cash. And I don't carry cash anymore like that. Like, I may have like $20 on me at all, so and that's usually like a vending machine or something like that, whatever. Yeah.
It's a good question though.
Yeah. Good question.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it that way, like if you're separating it, you're taking away options, right? So, someone that walks into like a food line and they're like, oh, we don't do cash anymore. That may deter a lot of people, right? That may say, okay, well, we're just not going to shop here anymore. We're going to go to Harris Teeter or another, chain grocery store or something like that. So in terms of like options, I think if, one only, I'm not going to stop going to a grocery store because they only do credit cards or debit cards or tap only, because that's what I use in general. But I don't necessarily like it because you're taking away options for the consumer, and that's the way you can kind of look at digital versus physical. It's like, digital only, you're creating less options for consumers to play the games how they want to play and collect how they play. So
yeah. It's more nuanced too, like with discounts and being able to oftentimes get games cheaper physically than digitally.
Yeah.
And I know there's
there's good digital discounts too. I mean, it's not like they're physical is like it's not non-existent. But again, like
it's the option,
and we'll talk about it here and probably in a minute here. But you're taking away options from the consumer. Do you want to just dive into to the news?
Yeah, let's dive into it. I do want to finish up with Rhythm Heaven.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Yeah. All right.
Well, let's dive into the news first.
Well, go ahead and talk about Rhythm Heaven.
Let's get into it.
All right.
Get into it.
So yeah, obviously the news. I guess a couple weeks ago at this point, but we didn't have the podcast last week, so we're just kind of touching on it. But obviously, PlayStation is discontinuing their physical discs in 2028, and the internet is pissed. They say that there is a higher percentage of digital versus physical, and that's probably right, but they don't. I don't necessarily believe the numbers that they are giving. I think it's a little bit closer than what they're portraying it as. That's just kind of my opinion. But yeah,
I guess it depends on how they're viewing it. Like, are they viewing it from a revenue perspective on all games, or are they highlighting
because of course they're going to make more money
premium
digitally because it's their
games.
own store, right?
Yeah, or are they highlighting premium games that cost money up front? Like, are we looking at like does that include like a Fortnite?
Right.
Probably not. I'm assuming they're just specifically referring to premium games.
Yeah, premium like games that are coming out physically, like they're
that are also
they're God of Wars and Spider-Mans of the world and stuff like that.
Call of Duties and whatnot.
Call of Duties and stuff like that. So
what was their number? Like 70%?
Yeah, like 80%, 70-30 or 80-20 or something, which is I'm sure digital is obviously a lot more, but I don't think it's that far apart. But anyways, so
for Sony, I believe it because they've been kind of pushing in that direction for the most of this generation. Like they didn't even include a disc drive with the PS5 Pro.
Yeah,
they have a digital version of the PS5, just like Xbox has. Like that alone kind of skews it because you have a digital only console,
right?
Like I doubt many people are buying the disc drive if they buy a PS5 Slim or a PS5 discless.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the reason why GTA 6 is a code in the box now, because they don't want to. Because I mean, we don't know like for sure what PlayStation is going to do with the PS6, and that's what kind of worries me is if they're going to go all digital, and they're not going to include an optical drive in this thing. They may still sell it on the side like they do with the PS5 Pro or the PS5 right now, or maybe they're probably not going to allow you to do it because it's not PlayStation wants you to spend even more money, but hopefully they allow you to use if you bought an external or whatever optical drive they sell now. Hopefully you can use that on the PS6, and that way you have some sort of backwards compatibility for your physical games, because that's what kind of concerns me is if a consumer has been collecting mostly physical PS5 and then the next system PS6 is digital only with no option to have a disc drive, like, as an add-on, all of a sudden you can't, and obviously you still have your PS5, but a lot of people do trade up, right? They trade in their PS5 for the next system or, whatever the case is. So we're kind of like losing potentially, we don't know, but backwards compatibility. And PlayStation has not been the best platform for backwards compatibility. Like, Xbox has, like they've really been kind of the number one for backwards compatibility stuff, but that's kind of what worries me, and as well as other things, and we can talk about that, but is backwards compatibility with PS5 stuff and going to PS6.
You might have just mentioned this, but the ability, like if they implemented the ability to register a disc, and you could register it and then eject the disc and then still play the game digitally. Yeah. Maybe that would help. Like you could do that on your PS5 before you upgrade, and then
Xbox I think is working on something like that about digitizing your games.
Yeah, digitizing. Yeah,
I don't know.
Like, does that warrant your disc null and void? Like, could you then give that to a friend?
And see, probably. I mean, and that may be the only way they can do it. Is the only way that they can. That's the price you have to pay, right, to get these things digitized, and that is also not a great solution. I wish you could just at this point, old game is old. I already own it. Let me just have a digital copy so I can play that moving forward and still have the physical. Like, I understand that creates like a situation where all of a sudden, well, I don't need my physical copy anymore. But if someone owns a physical game, they want that. They bought that game for a reason physically because they want it on their shelf. So I don't think there will be people that do it, but I don't think they have to worry about someone saying, "Oh, well, I've technically got 2 copies now, so I'm going to sell the other one," or whatever. Like, people want to still have
sell it back to GameStop.
Yeah. So I didn't think about that of having your disc be null and void. I feel like that's probably what they're going to end up doing somehow.
But then can you still theoretically still sell it back and say, "Hey, this is my disc," and if they don't check it, then GameStop gets a null and void disc that can't be used. So that would create a whole other basket.
That would be create a nightmare on the market, because then now every single disc that GameStop or any sort of mom and pop shop gets, they have to immediately check it before they even complete that transaction, because you could lie and say, "Yeah, no, it's It's the regular normal disc. So,
or like maybe the disc can only be digitally downloaded once, and then you can still play it on the disc, but you can't download it to a second console. Which, that's another.
Yeah, it sounds like a nightmare.
I mean, they put themselves in the situation by going towards digital, and from a financial perspective, it makes sense, right?
Makes perfect sense.
Their margins just aren't as high with physical because you have retail costs, you have manufacturing costs, you have like warehousing costs, you pay the vendor.
But Nick, do you think that they're going to be pro-consumer and say, okay, well, we're saving all this money on, not having to manufacture discs anymore, the cases, distributing to the retailers, shipping. Surely, Nick, that they'll cut us some slack and pass on the savings to us, right? Games are going to go back to $60.
We're talking about Sony, right? No, they're gonna. If anything, they're gonna increase the price of their.
They are 100% going to be like
because they own the market.
PS6, yeah. Because and that's like, I think that's my number one concern is while a lot of people are arguing, well, digital also has really great sales, and I understand that they're doing that now, but like you said, once they go to the PS6 and it's completely digital only, and you can only buy their games on the PS6, they now control the market. They control the pricing of the games, which, I mean, they already kind of do. I mean, they can price it whatever, but they'll increase that standard to 80 because they 100% will. Like they're going to do it, and then they control sales. Like, are their games ever going to go on sale? Are they only going to be like 15% off or 10% off versus like now? A lot of times they're 50% off at some point. It's like they control so much, and then on top of that, DRM is a huge concern now because PlayStation and Sony, or I guess Sony, just like stripped away like 500 movies and TV shows from consumers that bought that stuff years ago because they're the contract ended, right? The contract ended with whatever studio. So they stripped all the movies, and did they get refunded? No. So that's also a concern, which, I don't expect, for me to buy God of War, Laufey, and then a year later, they're like, we're actually going to snatch that back. It's going to be, if they ever do it, it's going to be, years and years. And
it's going to be like music licensing related.
Yeah. Which that, like, I'm not, like we talked about it before, but like Forza 3, I think, is like delisted now because music stuff. And I guess it's more expensive to go in and strip that stuff out and replace it with something else, or take it out entirely for an old game that's 3 games behind now at this point.
This is why I'm confused with the outrage. If it's because Sony is going all digital next gen, well, they would be doing what Steam is doing. If they sell an add-on drive, then they're doing more than Steam. Third parties can sell their games on discs. Yeah, but Steam's been doing this for years. Like they didn't set a physical precedent.
Yeah. PC in general stopped doing physical games. What, like 20 years ago, 15 years ago at this point? Steam didn't set that precedent. They just kind of became like the number one place to buy games. And again, like I'm not.
And Steam isn't the only marketplace to buy PC games as well.
Yeah.
Like you can buy codes from various outlets, and you can also use other marketplaces. Like you can use, e.g., like Epic Game Store. You don't have to use Steam.
Yeah,
like
so
Steam,
you've got options there. PlayStation, you only have one market. It's only their store, and they control everything.
Like Steam's a market leader, but they don't have a monopoly.
Yeah.
On the market, whereas Sony, when it comes to their PlayStation store, like they're the owner of that store. They have the monopoly. And if you can't buy a game from Amazon or Walmart,
there's no more reselling. They're not going to give you an option to resell. And so you lose that option for people now.
And I think Nintendo's a good example. Like they offer cheaper prices digitally as of 2026. So like a game like Fire Emblem, you can buy that for $10 cheaper digitally, but for pre-orders, like right now, you can go get Fortune's Weave physically for the same price as digital because those outlets are offering a pre-release discount.
Yeah, they're matching the price, which is great. And then you look at stuff like Game Keycard, like all of a sudden that doesn't look so bad because I've seen people complain that like the game key cards are the reason why PlayStation is going all digital, which makes absolute zero sense. If anything, Nintendo is trying to, there is going to be an all digital future one day. Like it's inevitable. Nintendo is probably going to be the last like line of defense for that type of stuff. And there's still going to be special editions for games if like you really want something to have on your shelf. And then if there is a case, for that special edition, they'll have a code in the box. But the value of like a game key card, yes, I know it sucks. Like the game isn't physically on the cartridge. Like I don't love that, but I'm so used to it with Xbox and PlayStation because 9 out of 10 times those games aren't on the disc either. It was never really a concern, or no one ever talked about it until Nintendo did it with the game key card. But there's still value in game key cards because you can still sell them.
Different.
They're not tied to your account, right? And that's another issue with like the PlayStation stuff. It's like once you go all digital, all your games are tied to that specific account. So what if my account gets hacked and I'm not like a content creator that has hundreds of thousands of following on YouTube that I can get in touch with somebody really easily to get my stuff back? What if I die? What happens to my account in that situation? I just have all these games on my PlayStation 6 that none of my family can play if they don't have my password right. So I know that's not the biggest issue in the world, but it's like all that stuff, the DRM concerns, the pricing control concerns, backwards compatibility potentially, like all that stuff kind of
compounds. Yeah,
compounds, and then it's.
I'm confused why people are confused about the outrage because it's pretty cut and clear. I mean, I think the simplest answer is it removes the options for consumers, and if it is inherently bad if consumers have less options because they are strong-armed into a specific decision.
Yeah, and going back to your analogy for cash only in store, like. There are plenty of stores that do cash only or do card only or tap only. But I would say 95% of stores still do cash, so it's like, it's not quite.
And you can always go to a different store.
Yeah. And you can always go to a different store. There's options in that way. Right. If your favorite, like I said, favorite grocery store stops taking cash, you can find another favorite grocery store that has the same discounts or something similar. So more options on that front versus with PlayStation, there is no options. It's just digital only, and maybe they will have an add-on you can buy for a disc drive so you can play your PS5 games. I don't know.
And to the point of Sony only implementing this for their first-party physical games, that might be true at first, but they're, for one, like Sony is the one that's making these discs. So they are going to heavily de-incentivize third-party publishers from producing discs.
And if they don't have a disc drive, there's no, there's not going to be an option.
PS6 doesn't have a disc drive. Then
Resident Evil 12 maybe it may have a box on the in the store, but it's going to be a code in the box, obviously. So the third parties are also forced to go fully digital, and maybe most of the third parties want to go full digital anyways, right? That could be a thing. That's why a lot of them are opting for these game key cards for the Switch, because they don't want to pay that extra money for the actual cartridge. They just want that shell, and then that way they still have some sort of presence in the store, and So it's not just Sony physical stuff, like their first party stuff. It's also gonna be third party if they don't include a disc drive as an option, and it's just strictly a digital only machine. They could have two variations. They could have a, like Xbox Series X has, like the PS5 and those two models. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're just they announced it 2 years in advance that they're doing it. They're ripping off the Band-Aid, letting people know now, hey, it is what it is. And then that way, when they announce the PS6 and it is digital only, no disc drive, can anyone really be mad about that?
Yeah. The PS6 is not going to have a disc drive.
No. And I highly doubt they'll even give you an option for a disc or for an optical drive on the side. So we'll see.
Yeah. Sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah. And again, like I'm not dumb. I know like digital, like all digital is the future for this stuff. But yeah, it still sucks to potentially lose that option going forward.
This is pushing me to buy more physically because I was about 50-50.
Same. Yeah, I didn't buy every single game physically, but now I'm for sure am.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's kind of case by case. Like, which game do I want to have always available on my console? But
I initially started the Switch too. I was like, this is going to be it. This is going to be my all digital, except for like, some other stuff like Zelda. Like I always get that game physically. But now, like, I think I bought DK Bonanza digitally. I bought Chronos digitally. And then I think everything else, and Pocopia, like it's a, game key card. So I didn't really, and I've got, 6 or 7, 5 or 6, game key cards. Like it doesn't bother me whatsoever. I like having the cases and stuff. So, but now, I'm probably going to be looking at Black Friday this year for PS5 games and picking up anything that I want to potentially play if I find a pretty good deal on it, get it physically.
Yeah.
Man, so it sucks. Yeah, having less options is never consumer friendly. And Xbox is doing the same thing, right? They're looking at potentially doing the digitization thing. But they've kind of done that for, since Game Pass, they announced Game Pass and everything was going first party. They were already moving in that direction anyways.
Would all digital next gen help or hurt retro game sellers? It could cause their physical media to go up in price, which helps them. But then there is and date in terms of future collecting.
Well, I don't know. I think more people are probably going to buy physically, where they can, for that older stuff. So it could help, but it could also inflate the market, which is not also a good thing. Like I don't, want to, how much did you pick up Star Fox 64 on the 3DS? $35. So like,
yeah, it's like it was launched
a year from now, if it's $80, it's doubles in price. Like,
I mean, there were some games there that were,
oh yeah.
Like Path of Radiance on GameCube was, I think, 180.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane.
Yeah. So I mean, it could hurt the market in terms of the pricing going insane. I mean, we look at Pokemon cards right now. Like ever since like the end of 2024, the prices have absolutely surged, and scalping has become the number one issue in collecting Pokemon cards right now. And it's been nonstop, like for 2 years now. I doubt that would happen with retro games because, they're not, obviously printing these games anymore, but I don't think it would hurt it. I think it would actually make it, I think more people would realize, hey, physical games are important. Maybe I should build up my collection of physical stuff. So not only retro stuff, but even like more of the newer stuff. You buy a game digitally for full price, and then a couple years from now you're like, oh man, I really like that digital game, but I really want a physical version, and then you find it on sale or something like that, and then you have it on your shelf. So I think it could only benefit the used game market.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on what type of store. Like if it's just a retro game store that focuses on like 3DS and prior, then I don't know if it would affect it that much. But if they're also selling like newer games, like Xbox One onwards, then it would probably benefit them, but be a detriment to the consumer. Yeah, it's hard to say. Like,
it's hard to say until we get to that point and see, But either way, it still stinks.
Yeah, and it's also, I don't know if it's a moot point, but like, if you can only get physical games at like a mom and pop store, you're still not going to go there on launch day for a game like Intergalactic, like when that comes out. Like you're not going to go to that store because it's not going to be available physically. So then the only reason you would go to that store is if you're wanting to pick up an older game.
Yeah.
Which
and some like the local shop that I go to, they absolutely do like new games too. So they'll lose some of that market, I guess. You know, I don't know how much they're selling like new games, but I'm sure it's probably something decent. You know, but so they'll be losing out on that. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what that type of market looks like here in the next couple of years. But
I think it'll get more expensive.
Oh, for sure. All right, well, let's move on from. Any final thoughts on PlayStation?
No, I mean, stuff? I think all of it's already been said. I mean,
yeah,
PlayStation continues to get flack for it, and I mean, they're not going to reverse their decision. It seems like they've already are in the process of repurposing those warehouses.
Yeah, I mean, they're like, they were smart to do it now, right? You know, right, and it was right before the holiday break, so you know people get that bad news, but people haven't forgotten, right? I think that was their initial plan. Like, I really hate when companies do that. They announce like bad stuff right before like a long holiday weekend. But gamers are fickle, and we don't forget stuff. So yeah, it's been kind of funny seeing like, you know, they didn't tweet for like 5 or 6 days, and then they tweeted something random for a game, and then it was just all
got blasted.
Yeah, got blasted. And they've continued to get blasted on every single tweet they put out. So I don't think they're going to reverse course, like you said. I think this is obviously planned well in advance, smartly so. I think it's good to get it out of the way. That way, when they actually announce the PS6, you know, there won't be that. I mean, I'm sure it'll come up again, right? The negativity of no physical media, digital only. But at least they got like they
ripped the Band-Aid off. I mean,
the majority of that negativity, gone. So. Yeah. All right. Well,
let's continue to another.
It's bad story to bad story. Last week, last Monday, actually, a week ago, Xbox had major layoffs. I think it was 3,600 employees are getting let go by the end of next year, or by the end of fiscal next year.
Half of them were last week.
Half of them were last week. So we already talked about like the kind of the rumored stuff. So Double Fine, is it Double Fine
and
Ninja Theory and Compulsion are in works. No,
Double Fine and Compulsion are going independent.
They're going independent,
and then Ninja Theory, they're trying to work out getting sold right to another company, and then Undead Labs also in that similar situation where they're trying to be sold, and then Arcane. Yeah, they are. I think they're in consultation.
They're in consultation. I have a feeling that they probably would have been shut down, but I think French laws are a little bit different than U.S. laws, and they have to kind of work around like those logistics.
So
and they're the studio working on Blade currently.
Consultation basically means delayed layoff, which is not good. I mean, Arcane has had a pretty rough go over the past few years, especially with Redfall.
Yeah, and that studio got shut down, right? Like that, because there were like 2 or 3 different Arcane studios, like Arcane Lyon. I think, and that might be the French one.
That's the French one, and then there was Arcane in the U.S.
Yeah, they got shut down.
That one was the one that made Redfall, and they got shut down.
Yeah,
and then Blade it's not vaporware, I don't think by any means, but we just haven't seen anything about it in quite some time, and it's probably not going to release within the next few years. So, I mean, that's been the story with all of these studios, essentially. Like with Ninja Theory, it took them 7 years to release Hellblade 2. With Compulsion,
and like Asha Sharma had like a big memo that went out that she published on Twitter. And she said in some cases there was 14 levels of management, which is,
I mean, that's
just
like, how do you get a decision approved?
Yeah. You know, and that could just be like heavy redundancies from all the acquisitions and mergers and stuff like that. But yeah, that is just insane to have to deal with. Like, yeah, no wonder it took so long for these studios to get games made and decisions approved. It also came out that I think the next day, id Software got hit pretty hard too with layoffs. Like I think over half of their staff.
They're back down to the level of employees or the number of employees that made Doom 2018 or Doom 2016.
16, yeah.
Yeah.
And some of those people were like veterans, like 20 years, like they're the ones that know how to make like id style, Doom games, which is just is crazy to me. And then we're kind of just all over the place, but they mentioned that Obsidian, they are putting on a Fallout game, which we talked about this before. It's like, why, as soon as they purchased Bethesda and got Obsidian, like they should have said, hey, Todd Howard, I'm sorry. I know you're working on the next Fallout, but your shit takes way too long. New Vegas 2, let's get it done. And then, had that ready to go for the 2 fantastic Fallout seasons that I had nothing to show for. Like, yeah.
It's like Obsidian, you're going to New Vegas 2. This studio, you're supporting Elder Scrolls 6 because we need to get the shit out the door within the next 10 years.
And have id with all those people there, like, hey, do something really cool with Halo. Like, let's spread this shit out amongst our studios. And again, we talked about God, you do what Nintendo does, man, and just spread the love with your games and say, hey, make us a really, really cool game in the Halo universe, or make us a really cool spin-off Gears of War game like Nintendo does. Yes, is the Mario Tennises of the world and the sports games, are they the greatest games of all time? Of course not. But they are probably relatively cheap to make, and they sell relatively well enough to make Nintendo money, keep the studio happy, and then they can make whatever another project they want to make with Nintendo. So it's like, why doesn't PlayStation and Xbox do these things? It's beyond me.
I think Monolith Soft is one of the greatest examples of a studio that has the capacity to make their own games that aren't incredible sellers. Like they all sell about 1 million, right?
Yeah.
1 million plus. But then they also work on other games. Like they work on Tears of the Kingdom. Mm-hmm. They work on Splatoon 3. They work on, I think, Animal Crossing as well. Like they are also a support studio. So they earn their keep through those means. And then they have the capacity and the trust to make these like critically acclaimed games. And like they have a huge game coming out next year, Xenoblade Genesis.
Yep.
Like that could be a breakout hit for them. And
could be.
Nintendo has kept them around for years and years. And like they do the same with other studios as well. Like even studios that they don't own, like Intelligent Systems, like they have a great partnership with them. They make Fire Emblem, they make WarioWare, they make Paper Mario.
Retro, Grezzo, that's made a few Zelda games now and is probably doing the Ocarina of Time remake. We don't officially know.
I hope not.
For sure. You hope they don't do it?
I hope they don't. Because I didn't love their... Actually, no, that was Tantalus that did Twilight Princess HD.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Maybe they are. I don't know. We'll see. And then
I have a feeling I feel like it's a combination of like Nintendo first party studio and then maybe like Grezzo doing like helping with support or something, or maybe Monolith Soft. I mean, they could absolutely.
That would be the dream. Like Monolith Soft and Nintendo first party would be.
I would love to see a Monolith Soft completely develop themselves Zelda game. Like that would be pretty damn awesome.
I don't think they would I don't think they would give Ocarina of Time to Grezzo.
Yeah.
I think they would handle that one in-house.
I mean, didn't Grezzo do the 3DS ports?
Yeah, that's a port.
Yeah, but they were
or
good,
like
though.
A remaster.
They were good though. I mean, but yeah. This is obviously like a little bit bigger. I mean, it's way bigger than, or at least we hope it's bigger than those. Man, I'm so excited for Ocarina of Time, dude. I cannot wait. I can't wait to see it, man.
Could be this week. It won't be.
No, I think after Splatoon comes out.
After Splatoon, maybe after.
I think we're gonna see it in August.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we'll get an August direct, and then it'll get announced for November, like the first week of November, for Zelda. But going back to we get so giddy when we talk about Nintendo. Like we just get so excited. Then we gotta go back to Xbox and PlayStation.
Nice.
which I love Xbox and PlayStation. Don't get me wrong, but man, some of these decisions, it's just not been a good generation for either one of these companies.
Yeah,
Xbox and PlayStation.
But I guess going back to the 5 studios that were impacted. Well, I mean, more studios were impacted, but the 5 studios that were listed, none of them are surprising. I think that's the thing that everyone can agree on is none of these are surprising. And Asha even said it in her memo that Xbox isn't a great home for every studio. And I think that is the case for all 5 of these studios. Like Double Fine, like they are much better suited to be independent and to be able to make whatever they want. And like they might fall on the sword,
but see,
that's on them.
And with Double Fine, I mean, like I think at the time, them going underneath the Xbox umbrella was probably a good thing. Get Psychonauts 2 finish, because they've been doing Kickstarters, right? Like that's kind of been what they've been doing. I don't want to say it's like paycheck to paycheck for them, but
it was, right?
But it was, because none of their games really have been like a huge breakout success. But here's my, again, like as soon as they acquired Double Fine, like Phil Spencer should have said, hey, you guys make some really quirky, fun games. Here's Banjo-Kazooie. Make a Banjo-Kazooie game. Like that would be the perfect studio to do that.
Yeah.
Like make us something really cool in that universe. Like again, I don't know why they don't do this.
Yeah, I guess it's just.
I kind of hope Nintendo bought. I mean, they probably won't, but like, what if Nintendo bought Double Fine, and then like they can make some really really cool games for the Switch too? Like that would be cool. I don't think they will. But they're not huge on acquisitions and stuff like that and purchasing studios, but that would be cool. Or partner with Double Fine. Say, hey,
I think more partnering with them to
do something with Yoshi, like make a really cool like Yoshi game or Kirby game or something like that. That would be.
I think the problem with Xbox is they, and you said it before, but they have such a rich catalog of IP.
Yeah,
and like old IP that they haven't even used. They do nothing with it.
Like Toys for Bob is like. They obviously got away from Xbox, like they were going to be shut down, but they worked out a deal to go independent. And then Xbox was immediately, hey, Spyro, make us a Spyro game, because you guys obviously did Spyro Reignited Trilogy and the Insane Trilogy, the Crash Bandicoot games. Like they know what they're doing for those like character platformers. And I'm very excited for the next Spyro game. So like maybe they could do something with Double Fine. Say, hey, you're independent now, but we'll fund you. Banjo, make a Banjo game for us, and then that so they can still do that type of stuff. Again, like just share your IP and don't let us have to wait for Halo Studios and Bethesda Studios for these massive IPs that are massive games that take forever to make, where they almost become like irrelevant. Like, I mean, Elder Scrolls 6 was announced like what 7 years ago at this point, 8 years ago.
Yeah, I think so.
Like insane. Like
that just it builds up expectations that are not going to be met. Because by the time the game is finished, you have an 8-year-old game.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're working off of design choices made years and years ago.
Yep.
Like where are the learnings, like seeing other games come out? Like you learn from those games, you learn how to implement better mechanics and better systems.
Yeah.
Like I think that's one issue with Elder Scroll or with Bethesda is like the Elder Scroll series is kind of stuck in the past.
Yeah. Well, they like refuse to change almost. They love making those types of games. And then personally, I have kind of moved on from those styles. Like I would, I think for me to really dive into Elder Scrolls 6, like I'm going to need like some pretty significant changes to the gameplay, like make it more, less, just whipping the sword around, like actually make like some fun combat. Like the side quests are always great, but like the inventory is just always terrible in every single one of these games. And they always patch in like the extra, like, they build it, like, just give us the option to turn that shit off and not have to worry about it.
Like, give us the quality of life improvements on day one. Don't wait for player feedback. Like, do some play testing, figure it out.
Yeah, that's why you have Q&As. Like, they're, they're usually like third-party Q&A testers that come in and play your game. Like,
yeah.
Do we not listen to those people? Like, surely, they're letting these people know. Well, actually, well, it's a design choice, and we want to keep it true to what this series is. Like, no, that shit sucks. We don't like it. We don't like it. We never did.
It's old.
We just put it up with it because those games were great for their time, but like they peaked on the 360, and it hasn't changed since, in my opinion. Yeah. So we're still getting like news here and there about the Xbox stuff. Oh, man, I don't know. It's rough, but like you said, like it's been rumored these studios were getting either shut down or getting away from the Xbox umbrella. All these studios make sense, and I think in our opinion, still sucks to see people obviously lose their job, but like a lot of it could still be redundancies from the acquisition. We don't exactly know, but a lot of really good talent that's been 20 plus years, in these studios are getting let go because of just horrendous mismanagement for the last, I don't know, 10 plus years with Xbox at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the part that sucks the most is it's not their fault, right? It's not like the people who got laid off, like it's not their fault.
Yeah. Like all the Doom Eternal, Doom 2016, Eternal, what is it?
Dark Ages,
all like fantastic games, like incredible games. And like this latest DLC is I heard it was like it's getting like 9s and 10s, 8s across the board. So that's really good. And then they turn around and get fired. So yeah, I don't know. Like,
and that's not going to breed a good culture, and it's not going to inspire people to make good games. And
yeah,
Nintendo has said this, or leadership at Nintendo has said this many times, but like, you're not going to get a good game made by someone who is waiting for the axe to drop.
In fear of losing their job up in their family and having to move or, whatever the case, depending on where they live. And yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
And like, of course, like leadership is making tens of millions of dollars and they don't see any repercussions of this, right? There might be shakeups. There might be changes in management here and there, but for the most part, they do not suffer any.
Yeah. And this is right on the back of like a month ago. Their excellent Xbox Direct or Xbox Showcase got me so pumped for Xbox again that I haven't felt that way in a very, very long time with just like, hell yeah, Xbox rules. And then this stuff happens. And on top of that, like the pricing in gaming is getting unaffordable for most, and games are constantly going up, and the hardware is $700, $800 right now, and then very difficult to get excited for the future of gaming. Am I still here? Yeah. Okay. It lied a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, it's very excited to get for the future of Xbox and PlayStation right now. Going back to them, where Nintendo, like I'm more optimistic. Things can change. They're obviously their Switches, their consoles going up here in September. Maybe could be more in the future. We just don't know. But yeah, it's hard to get excited for. And I'm generally like a new tech guy. Like I love new systems, but I'm just so satisfied right now with what I have. With the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, where I want to play more on these systems, and I'm kind of good with like the fidelity. With the graphics. Like we're getting to the point where like games are just running good. Like I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but like I feel like for gameplay wise with Xbox and PlayStation, like the PS3 and like the Xbox 360 kind of peaked with gameplay, and then like the 4 and 5 were just kind of, obviously the graphics are getting better and better. And we're just able to run the games better. Like
you're saying with the gameplay systems themselves.
Yeah, the gameplay systems. Like what's really changed?
I think aside from like
other than like minor improvements, right? Like
in terms of like gameplay itself, like there's been a lot of RPG mechanics added into.
Like Halo got a run button.
Games.
Halo
gets the sprint. you know,
Gears of War, like it still looks like it's Gears of War, but you know, they added like a little bit more verticality with like jumping and stuff. Like I wouldn't, yeah, that's an improvement on gameplay, but like it's not like a huge, you know, improvement. And then you look at stuff like Starfield, like that plays like a Fallout game exactly. It's just in space, right? So it's, I don't know. And I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, it's, you know, I'm good with what we have right now. Like, I don't need if I want to buy a $5,000 PC and see my reflection in Spider-Man's ass cheeks, like I can do that. But with what I have right now, like I'm just so good at the graphicalness we have. Like I don't need Resident Evil 10 to look any better than 9 does. Like it already looks fantastic, you know.
Hey, Capcom, whatever you're doing, Capcom, just keep please for the love of God, keep doing it.
Yeah,
because
they're doing their damn thing.
Yeah, they're releasing games at such a good clip that it must be black magic that they're using over there to get a Resident Evil out every year or two.
Every year, man. And it's always like, and again, like Resident Evil 3, I know is kind of like the black sheep of like the modern remakes and Resident Evil
still
games.
A good game.
I loved it so much. It's probably like the most replayable one out of all these. So much fun. I know they cut content, you know, I get it, but it's still a really good game, in my opinion. But Nick, any more thoughts on the Xbox layoffs? Hopefully this is it for a while. Like in terms of like studios closing down completely. Like I just want. We got Gears of War coming out soon. We got Fable next year.
Got Halo
into this month. Like we're getting some good stuff. I just want them to get on the healthy cadence of great games and making money, I guess, is really what they need to do. So we don't stop making stupid decisions.
Right. Or at least commit to a decision that you make. I don't know, man. I'm not super positive about the future of PlayStation. I'm a bit harder on because they just don't release games anymore. Like they don't have games coming out.
No.
Like you can't ask me to be excited for Intergalactic when it's probably coming out in 2029. And then
that'll be a PS6 exclusive.
Wolverine's the only game coming out this year. And what's coming next year?
Santa Monica like doubled down and said that God of War Alpha is going to be on the disc.
So that means
that basically confirms 2027.
Yeah.
But and I think we had talked about like I feel like April like makes kind of sense for this for that game.
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, very excited.
That one up. Pick that one up day one.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the God of War series.
And then Xbox, like, yeah, they have a lot of good games coming out this year, or a lot of exciting games coming out, and then Fable next year. So I want to see them keep releasing games and just commit to the decisions that they make. And then obviously Nintendo, they're kind of in a different ballpark. They're releasing a game every month.
Yeah,
they're all like great to amazing, or at least like good to amazing. I'll give that.
Yeah, I would say good. Like, they haven't put out like Welcome Tour. It's not a bad game by any means, but it's just one of those things that should have just been included with the system.
Yeah.
Dragon Drive is probably the worst thing they put out.
That's about just straight up bad.
Yeah.
The rest of them
are good to amazing games. And we still got a lot coming out for, you know, Fire Emblem, Zelda, a rumored, and we didn't talk about it, but a rumored Metroid 2 coming out.
Dude.
Yeah. Awesome name. That could be coming out this year because, like, oh, man, yeah, it's exciting.
I think that could be a Nintendo Today announcement for like early October, because Nintendo typically has two games, either two games in October or like a game at the end of October and one at the beginning of November, or like 2 in November.
Because they have Switch Sports
in October.
October. September is Fire Emblem.
Mm-hmm.
July is Splatoon.
August is the Pocopia DLC.
They don't have anything else but
and they have Zelda TBD.
Yeah. Well, I think I said November for that one.
Yeah.
They could sneak it in. Like it's Metroid 2D. Like they don't need a ton of marketing for that. I don't think. Like it's coming off of Dread, best selling Metroid of all time. You know, I think Metroid Prime 4 left a lot of bad taste in people's mouths that are a fan of Metroid. So maybe going back to the 2D game will like kind of revitalize Metroid a little bit.
Yeah, like Mercury Steam is another great example of a studio that you outsource to. Yeah. They make a remake of Metroid 2, and like it doesn't set the world on fire, but it's a really good remake and improves their skill.
Yep.
And then they do Dread.
Yep.
Like that's insane. And then like best-selling game of the franchise.
Yep.
Oh, and then Ravenous has some really interesting implications.
Yeah. That almost sounds like
Raven.
Yeah, it almost sounds like maybe Samus is like going to be on the run from like the Federation.
I think
I don't know.
Like with how Dread ended with the suit that she has at the end.
Yeah,
I think there's going to be something there where like she's ravenous, right?
she's ravenous.
She's ravenous, and like she gets like these crazy powers that,
oh man,
are like you can only use them in specific instances or after you build up a gauge or something.
Because that's the thing, like we kind of need some new stuff introduced with Metroid, like 2D Metroid. Like,
yeah,
we're kind of been doing the same thing for 20 years, 30 years at this point. Like,
and it's fun.
It is so fun. It is so fun.
But it does need. I don't know what it needs.
Like a jetpack or something. I don't know.
Yeah, a jetpack or like I don't know. Borrow some shit from Prince of Persia.
Oh,
like a phase shift.
That would be cool. Side quests. I think side quests would be a cool thing. Maybe. Good. I don't know.
Like maybe like a better like more fleshed out upgrade systems for your weapons.
Maybe like a heavier emphasis on like RPG mechanics, something like that.
Yeah. I bet they'll do transformations as well.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm so pumped, dude.
Yeah. Because it got rated somewhere?
Rated in shit, I can't remember where. But it did get rated.
Yeah, and typically when games get rated, they're coming out within a few months.
Well, Nintendo submitted 40 minutes of gameplay footage with that rating. So like it's
real.
It's real.
Whew, I'm excited. Oh man. God, dude, this man.
I gotta replay Dread.
Zelda, Fire Emblem, Zelda, Fire Emblem, Metroid, all in 1 year.
Star Fox.
Star Fox. Like, what year are we in right now? This is crazy.
Absolute heater right now.
Yeah. Whew. Cool. All right, and then our final story. This is good. I'm sitting here stuttering. Square Enix. I'm trying to like think about what I want to say before I even read the headline. But Square Enix, their Switch 2 releases are kind of trash, and I'm not talking about specifically like new games, but like they're ports from Switch 1 to Switch 2. They obviously just announced Octopath Traveler 1 and 2 are coming to the Switch 2 later on this year. With no upgrade path, no data file save transfer.
Who's gonna buy this?
And game key cards, which is insane because they're physical on the, So it's like, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you've never played these games before and want to get into them, this is probably the best jumping in point, I guess. But are these full priced? They're full price, right?
I think so.
Yeah, and they just announced like Final Fantasy X and X-2 package is like $50 on the Switch 2. Again, with like no upgrade path, no. I don't think it has any saves transfer. Like it.
And I was kind of pissed because like I have X and X2.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. That's when I'll jump in.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no.
And I don't think there's any like gameplay, like visually, like it probably doesn't look that much better. Like I don't think they've enhanced it that much.
Like with Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah.
Like that
one's $40, right? That one's a little bit cheaper than I guess it originally launched.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a save transfer. It doesn't have upgrade path. Like that's such bullshit.
It's shitty. It's super shitty. And I think I will give a positive to Xbox this episode. so it's not all negative. But like, I don't think people realize how good Xbox's smart delivery system was whenever the Series X first came out, and like I think all developers were forced to make any sort of upgrades free. Like it had to be free. Yeah, I don't think people realize how cool that actually was, and appreciated it, as much as they did at the time. And that's understandable now that we're in this day and age where everything costs some sort of money to upgrade, even if it's $5 or whatever.
Kind of insane.
Yeah, but yeah, that's so shitty, man. Like just
make it a $5 upgrade.
And that's on Nintendo. They should have created a standard. Like if you're gonna do a Switch 2 version of a game that's already existed, you have to offer at least a paid upgrade path. You can choose whatever price you want for that upgrade path, but it's got to be.
It can be $60.
Well, maybe like 10 is like the max you can charge. You either do free or $10, right? That's a standard that they should have, I think, done initially, because that's kind of what they've done, right? Like, I mean, they have their $20 Switch 2 editions, but that at least comes with extra stuff, whether it's worth it or not to you. That's up to the individual. But yeah, that sucks, man. Like, Square Enix is, as much as I love Square, like I love their Final Fantasy output. Final Fantasy Resonance looks incredible, but yeah, all of their Switch 2 stuff has been super shitty.
But like, what was it? Final Fantasy Tactics? Like that one had a free upgrade. I don't understand. And like Romancing Saga 2 had a free upgrade.
Yeah, like how, like going back to Final Fantasy X and X2, like how many people in 2026 are going to pick up that game for the first time?
I don't know, man.
Makes no sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then like I said, I don't give a shit about game key cards. They don't bother me in the slightest. But that just being like the extra cherry on top, I was like, really? It's not even on the cart, like. And it could have been like a dual pack. Like, why not? Why aren't these like together?
Well, they do. They have a dual pack.
Oh, they are together.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's is it 1 and 2 for $60, or is it like $80 or $90?
I think it's 80 for both.
Okay.
And then 50 for separate.
Okay, so they're doing
I don't know.
Yeah. Either way, still it sucks.
In a fit of inspiration, the other day I did go into Amazon and pre-order a bunch of on the cart Switch 2 games.
I've got. Let me pull up my Amazon list right now because it's jam packed, and which I'm very like so. Star Fox for me came a day early, which is very surprising considering the shitty service I've had with Amazon pre-order. Not normally, but like with their regular stuff. But like anytime I've pre-ordered a game, it's always been late or delayed indefinitely for whatever reason. So this is the best experience I've had with pre-ordering a game probably ever. Was with Star Fox, and it came a day earlier. So if Splatoon Raiders comes a day early, yeah, Amazon is my new go-to for pre-ordering. But right now, yes. So I've got Splatoon Raiders pre-ordered. I've got Orbitals pre-ordered. I've got Fortune's Weave pre-ordered. I've got Lies of P pre-ordered. I've got Kingdom Hearts Collection pre-ordered. Mm-hmm. I've got Switch Resort pre-ordered. I've got Onimusha pre-ordered on the Switch 2. I've got
Switch 2.
I've got the Zelda Construct Amiibo I pre-ordered for now. I'll probably keep it. And then I pre-ordered the Avatar fighting game because that game looks awesome. Avatar Legends.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the Switch 2. So a bunch of games.
Yeah, I have pretty much the same games minus Kingdom Hearts and Onimusha.
And the Onimusha one on Amazon comes with like a steelbook, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Physical games, man. It's cool stuff.
Yeah, physical games are cool. All right, Nick. Well, any final thoughts about Square Enix or anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up the show?
Let me talk about Rhythm Heaven.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun, man.
No, all right, guys, that's the show.
No, I'm having a great time with it. I haven't played a Rhythm Heaven since the DS one. It's like the first like American one that came out.
Yeah. Did you pick this one up physical or did you do digital?
Physical, baby.
Woo! Love it.
Physical. It's really interesting. Like all the games kind of just focus around like either pressing one or two buttons, either the A button or the like flicking the left stick in a direction. But they're so like each game is so unique. Like one of them has you spelling words that end in A, and each time you successfully spell a word, it shows you a random like Google image picture.
Oh, okay.
Like
that's cool.
Just like a random like someone drinking tea, someone drinking soda, like one of those like stock images.
Stock images, yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
There's like another one where you're like in a boy band, but you're cleaning up trash. So like it's like a whole performance, but you're.
Is it 2-player?
It does have a 2-player mode.
Is it like?
It's not like
2-year-old.
No. I think you're both
doing it. Okay. Okay. I was thinking maybe Kellen would like something like that.
Yeah. What I do love, what has caught my attention the most is the side mode called Beat Spell, which is kind of similar to, and it's not a roguelike, but it has a similar layout to like Slay the Spire.
Okay.
Where you have like a pathing where you go, oh, I'm going to do this monster. Oh, I'm going to take either one of two paths, and I'm going to go either get a treasure chest or get something else. So it's like you're facing one monster at a time, but it's rhythm. Your attacks are rhythm based. So you have like this diamond where the beat is going around the diamond.
Mm-hmm.
And you hit like B, then A, and you do fire. Or you do like B down A and you do heal, and there's like lightning and like a wave attack. I think there's like 10 plus spells that you can use. So it's pretty in depth. I'm like over halfway through it at this point, and I've had a really good time with it. And it gets pretty difficult because you are trying to like combo like damage spells with healing, and then you can also like do a backflip to dodge. So there's like attachments you can get, like not attachments, but like upgrades you can get as well. So it's pretty in depth. And I heard through my research that after you beat the game, there is a roguelike mode.
Oh, interesting.
That is way more in depth than the main story. And like I think there's like more spells you can unlock, and like even
I love a good post game.
Dude, I've been loving Nintendo's post-game content lately. Like with Yoshi, it was awesome. With Star Fox has like pretty decent post-game content with the expert medals. There's another one recently. Oh, well, I was gonna say Mario Tennis Fever.
Yeah,
but that's just kind of baked into the main game. There's just a lot of content there.
Yeah,
to play. But yeah, their post-game content has been pretty on point.
Yeah,
lately. But yeah, really digging Rhythm Heaven. I did roll credits on the main story, but I'm not done with it. I think there's at least like 6 more chapters that each have like 4 levels per chapter, and then there's like the remix level that seamlessly puts them all together. So you're like doing one level and then it instantaneously switches to another within the same song.
Okay,
which is pretty fun.
Huh. Cool.
Yeah. I would check out the demo. I don't know if you did already, but
I think I have it downloaded, but I never tried it.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to try it. Sounds cool.
Yeah. The UI is still ugly, but
I mean,
I don't play a game for the UI.
Yeah. No. Yeah. All right. Well, Nick, any final thoughts?
I guess the last thing I did pick up Mario Tennis Fever for $50, and I think that I think $50 is an appropriate price for that game, and it's what it should have been at launch.
I wonder if like whatever next. I mean, we know there's going to be another Mario sports game. I wonder if they will do like $50.
I think they will,
and 60 for physical or for digital, or 50 digital and 60 physical.
It's just so surprising that Star Fox and Splatoon are 50 digital, but Mario Tennis was 70. And I get Mario Tennis was before they implemented this, but still.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, it is very weird. Any games coming out this week?
I don't think so. I think Splatoon is next week.
Yeah, Splatoon. Damn, that's next week.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Next Thursday. Wow. And then Halo is the week after. So we're kind of starting to get into a little bit of a role for like kind of the holiday season. Well, maybe not.
I mean,
maybe not
it's
so.
Halo, and then Marvel took on Fighting Souls.
And then Plague Tale comes out August 27th.
Yeah, and then it really
and then
off.
it ramps up. Orbital is September 3rd, Onimusha September 4th, Wolverine 15th, Fire Emblem the 17th. Yeah,
it's a big
gonna
one.
start getting crazy. Control Resonance September 24th. Yeah,
it's crazy that Onimusha moved up an entire month.
That's awesome.
And they said we're done with this game. Like it's practically gold at this point, so we can just can move it anywhere.
Gears of War E-Day, October 6th. Castlevania, Belmont's Curse, October 15th. Man. Yeah. It's good stuff coming up.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I think that is going to wrap up the show. We appreciate everyone watching live and listening to the podcast. We greatly appreciate it. If you could review us on your favorite podcasting platform of choice, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. If you ever want to watch us live, we stream the show every Monday around 8:45 over on Twitch, YouTube. All that stuff is linked in the description of the podcast. So come in and chat with us if you want to chat with us live.
Yeah,
and we'll be back. We should be back on our normal. I mean, we're back on our regular scheduled program tonight, but we should be back in a good flow going forward.
Yeah, we'll be back.
We'll be back.
And suddenly they returned.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.